Do you have a coach?
I do. I have two coaches.
Very nice.
I have a writing coach and I have a coach who works with me around my career and my life. So yeah, I practice what I preach.
Very nice.
Even if I fall down and make mistakes, I practice what I preach.
And it's good that you mentioned that, because you actually mentioned that in your book, how to learn from mistakes and stay positive after failures.
Yes.
How important are things like that? I also noted things like how to make the time to work out your life goals,
yes,
ways to banish low self-esteem and negative thought patterns, why working towards small goals is the best way to achieve great things.
Yeah, let me take two of those. The first thing, I think a lot of people have a lot of talent, they have a lot of really great ideas, but if they fail, it's somehow they believe that there's no point me trying again.
Yeah.
I've had so many failures in my life, so many people that I admire, they have overcome lots of different obstacles, and they have looked at those failures and they've actually gone through what has happened and asked themselves, what could I do differently? What have I learnt from this experience? If I had to go through that again, what do I need to go and learn more about?
Yeah.
So rather than using the failure as something to put ourselves down, we're using it as a stepping stone.
Okay.
We're using it as a lesson. We're saying, this doesn't make me have to give up. Actually, this should motivate me more to go forward. So it's really about being very strategic. I walk with a notebook everywhere. My bag that I bought into the studio today has got my notebook in. So I'm saying to people, really reflect on your life rather than working in your life, work on your life. So you're really thinking about what is going on in whatever is going on and whatever I'm experiencing, and don't just allow life to happen to you. The second thing about goal setting, write your goals down. The mind is like a computer. If you feed it certain information, your mind is an amazing vehicle. It's an amazing machine. It will go out and find the things. It will bring towards you the things that you want. So if you write things down, your mind is more likely to program that in much more significantly than if you just think about it.
Here's my thing, Jackie.
Yep.
I always say, what you confess, you possess.
Yes.
So you have to like say it, speak it, and like you said, write
Absolutely.
it. But focus on it and be very clear on what you want. Do you find that there's a particular group of people or an age range that life coaching seems more necessary for, or is it people at whatever stages?
At all stages. One of the fantastic things about coaching is coaching has different niches. So you have people that coach people in different age groups. So you'll have your young people's coach, you'll have your older people's coach, you'll have your mid-professional coaches. So people kind of work in the areas that they're very interested in, or they feel they have very significant life experiences to bring to that element of the coaching. People also specialize in the areas that they're coaching. So you have your relationship coaches, you'll have your career coaches, you'll have your coaches that go in, primarily into organizations. So people get to really focus on the areas that they feel that's where they really want to really support and help people with. I'm a bit of I like people.
I was going to say,
all areas. I do. I can't help it. I just like people. I have my experiences as a woman. I have my experience of working in organizations. I have my experience of being a creative individual. So I tend to go into all of those areas. And I find when I'm working in organizations that I get to bring out all of those things. So I can work with a senior manager. For instance, I worked in the Met Police. I coached in the Metropolitan Police in London. And I was coaching an assistant chief inspector. It was like, okay.
Yeah. Did you feel intimidated?
I didn't feel intimidated, but I wondered how he would feel about me. Because often when people see me, I have a 21-year-old daughter.
Wow.
So when people see me, they sometimes think, oh, she's quite young.
Yeah.
She hasn't got a lot of experience. They don't realize I've got like nearly 25 years of experience.
Working at this thing for a long time.
And you know, people don't just arrive at what they're doing. Sometimes it's taken significant years for us to consolidate, build up experiences, learn from our failures, to kind of be where we are. And I see life as something that's I'm continually growing and developing. But back to our chief inspector, he was at a crossroads. He was being retired from the police. He was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And we moved beyond his role to what really mattered to him.
Him as a person.
Him as an individual, outside of his uniform, outside of his role, outside of all the experience that he has. What did he want to do? He wanted to coach people. He wanted to make a difference in people's lives. He wanted to go off and train and develop himself. And it's because we were able to have those kinds of honest conversations that the coaching just moved into something that felt so special.
Nice.
You know, sometimes there would be silences and pauses as I asked him a question that really caused him to, you know what, Jackee, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. And it was amazing.
I think it's amazing just talking with you. So it must be really amazing, an amazing experience for the people who are going through the sessions with Jackee. But as we mentioned, this is really Jackee's second book, you know, Be Your Own Best Life Coach. I believe it was back in 2000, was it 2008?
Yeah, that came out in November 2008.
Yes, and your first book?
Soul Purpose.
Soul Purpose.
Oh, that came out. I love Soul Purpose. It was my baby first book. It's a combination of a self-help, motivational, inspirational book that really helps the individual to reconnect to their creativity, their spirituality, their life purpose. It's also a book where I share a lot more about my own personal journey.
Wow.
Very, very personal. And I go into a lot more detail about my own background, which I feel has been so influential.
On where you are today.
Yeah, because
our time is always short, Jackee, but listen, quickly, what do you do to unwind when you don't want to be coaching?
I love running. I love walking. I've been running on Paynes Bay, all the way from Daphne's, all the way down to the rocks. I think it's past Sandy Lane.
Very nice.
I love it. I don't run as much as I could, but when you don't find me running or walking or hugging trees, I'm a tree lover. I love reading books. I love libraries. I love slipping away with my journal and just taking some quiet time for me.
I like that. It was great talking with you. In fact, Jackee's going to have her book launch. It's with UK life coach Jackee Holder, Belle's cousin, in the quotation marks, at 7 o'clock on the 13th of August. I think that's tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's happening at Shades at Lanes Road in Paynes Bay, just in case you want to carry on this conversation, because Jackee Holder is a very interesting woman, to say the least. Great meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
You're most welcome. Jackee Holder, life and performance coach with Bajan Connections, and she's living in the UK. We'll take a break. There's more coming your way on Morning Barbados.
Barbados, get up.